Hey folks, this is Pratik,
Nish.
and welcome to How I Brew This. So, on the previous segment, we were sampling some of the amazing white teas from Nepal. Now it's turn for some of the oolongs as well as some of the green teas from Nepal itself. Again, all of these teas are from the farms that we will be working with in 2025. So, we are just sampling it to provide them with feedback and then just to see which teas would really fit into our portfolio.
We also have 2 white that we couldn't do last time. So 2 whites, a lot of oolongs, and about 6 different green teas. So for this one, we're particularly just doing about 170 for the green teas in general, just to see the real aspects of it from a consumer standpoint. So that really, when a normal people are just doing getting ready with the teas, how the flavor notes and all of these would play out.
And then I already have 2 of the green teas that I'm already so biased with it because I know the producers and then I know they have some amazing green teas. So just looking at the looks of it and the smell of like their dry leaves itself, I know these 2 green teas are going to be just amazing. So let's see. I'll set up a timer for 4 minutes. But yes, while we are waiting, what did you think about like the potential of white teas from Nepal?
Yeah, white teas in Nepal, in general, they follow a very different pattern in terms of, when you think about white teas in general, how they're processed and, done. In China especially, Nepal's white teas are very different, and I think it is also because of the fact that it's a little different geography. The younger bushes, all of that really play a vital role in really making those white teas stand out. What's interesting about most of them are almost half of them are playing with the same kind of manufacturing techniques and kind of like seeing each other and kind of doing playing all of that way, but it's not necessarily just sun dried and the real just simple white tea processing. They do experiment, so that's why it's interesting where the thing that we always talk about, how Nepali tea producers or tea makers in general, the younger ones actually have that passion for experimentation. It shines throughout.
Yeah, and then I think most of the white teas that you see from like China, they are going to be sun dried. Not a whole lot of oxidation. The leaves are going to be very greenish kind of thing. But with like the white teas that we sampled, most of them were actually a little slightly oxidized. Just looking at the leaves itself, either it was just left there while on the withering trough to let it kind of get
naturally oxidized.
But it's so amazing to see the difference from like the commercial way of making a white tea, right? So I think that is what stood out to me a lot, just to see that most of the producers were doing that type of white tea rather than a traditional type of white tea.
And I think another thing that I noticed is specifically on that is how you could kind of see differences in terms of locations. And it was different. Like you could kind of pick out the very high elevation teas, the white teas, from other ones, just because of the floral. A lot of the teas that were absolutely fragrant and really had those nice popping floral notes were from like the more higher elevation.
Like Patiwara, right?
Like Patiwara. That was kind of very interesting to see, and I think we picked like 2 or 3 of them.
From that state itself.
From that garden, which is great because it's probably one of those gardens which is at a very high altitude, which showcases how much altitude really can change. Or see the difference in the teas itself from different elevation.
And then I think one of the things that I was very much fascinated and then like amazed is like Norling. I remember visiting them last year, right? And then I was like, hey, these are the samples of 2 teas. I want to see, can you replicate it, right? And then they were like, let us experiment with it. And then the white tea that they sent That was just amazing and out of the world. Like I could just like the work that they have put in to just make it work. That was great. So I'm excited for all of these green teas. We have about 20 seconds. Which what are you excited about? The white
I'm
the
actually
green
excited
teas or
about
the
oolongs. I'm
Oolongs?
excited about the oolongs. I have very big bias for Nepali oolongs, and I'm not necessarily as impressed by them, except for like one of them, which already we have it on our portfolio, which is the My Oolong. That's the one. But apart from that, looking forward to like just knowing what's out there in Nepal, because there's been a lot of tea makers have been experimenting with some oolongs now. So looking forward to see what they've got.
And then we'll start off with like the green teas, and then we'll go towards the white tea oolongs. And then
Actually, let's do the two white
first, right?
and then go through the green tea. I can already smell, I don't know which oolong it is, but that is, I'm already thinking it's from that same farm that I am thinking about. The fragrance is crazy.
Alright.
I'm interested to drink this when it's a little colder.
Yeah. So the technical thing that they say is when you leave the teas to rest and then it's a little bit chiller. Right now it's like hot. It's 175, right? What's the word that I'm looking for? The keeping quality of the tea. You kind of see what the keeping quality of tea is, and then sometimes when it's hot, you actually don't get a chance to like fully understand what the body of the tea is. So we'll let it cool down a little bit. Let's try the green.
These are good teas. I think the first one has a lot of.
Yeah, this one looks very fragrant as well. Both of them actually. This one's a
lot more.
Just from the name of it, I know this is from Patibara. Just because they have some interesting names of all of the teas that they send. Alright.
Cooked vegetable color is nice. Quite light.
Ooh! The looks of the dry leaves as well as the wet leaves, it's very nice, rolled very tightly. What is that?
I think it's mixed with some other spices. I'm getting a lot of, I don't know.
Don't tell. There is something in there.
I don't know if it was okay. I think it's more of like other spices, meaning almost there's cinnamony notes. Okay, there were cinnamon leaves though when you're actually drinking the leaves as well. So I don't know where is this from. Probably they're just doing everything together. I think we had the same problem of moisture with the other tea from the same farm. This one doesn't necessarily have that much of that moisture.
I think there is moisture, is what I think.
But
There's that feeling.
there's this kept it with something else. It's like all cinnamon.
This smells like first flush. Not floral enough.
Lacks
Yeah, the depth as well as the aroma. Yeah, first
again
flush.
same thing.
Oh, I'm excited for this. This is from one of the farms that we already work with.
And these two might be old teas as well. It looks like.
But this one was good. It's from the same garden, but that one was
This one? Yeah, first one was okay.
Man, I kid you not.
Yeah. Nice. I think this is There's a bit of astringency there.
Smell wise, I already like this better than this.
In fact, even in terms of taste, this actually is, I don't know if it's brewed exactly.
This one has much more body.
Yeah, and it's actually a lot more sweet. And this is quite stringent. But the leaf structure is really good.
I think it's similarly structured, and then they have rolled both of the farms have rolled it.
Yeah. I think there's difference in rolling, just because you can see how tightly these were, and these have unfurled really well. Tight, maybe? Yeah, looks like.
It's similar. This one has much more tips compared to. No, it's the same actually. We'll do a comparison later as well. But these two are the ones that stood out here.
Yeah, this one also has some
Moisture.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This is such a good blocking. Sweet peas, all of that, but still not something that I'm looking for. Actually, I like this one.
It's
Oh,
fragrant.
It's different, it looks interesting, but again, quite astringent.
Ooh.
But it's nice. What temperature did we brew it?
170, everything. But the
Blocking is mind blowing.
yeah.
Look at just such fine blocking.
Let's try this again. Is what I think,
Good
because like
nuttiness as well.
the
Those two as well.
yeah. So those two are yeah. So the
Okay.
Unproven green. Okay.
Man,
Now it's the oolongs.
Ah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Lacks the flavor though.
Wow. We always kind of discuss on this, but again, for me, there is that gooseberry sweetness as well as there's like the peach in here for me.
Very sweet, very fragrant.
Tamarind types actually.
You get a lot more of the gooseberries here. This has a lot of that.
Actually, it lingers in
Yeah.
and there's that Timur, you know, when you
Sichuan pepper.
Sichuan pepper, like when there's that tingliness I get after drinking this.
No, I love this one. Who is this?
I'm pretty sure this is Mankumarda.
Yeah, I think that is what we
Yeah.
have, and it's just maybe it's a fresher, newer batch, but it's crazy amazing.
They say it's a oolong. From the looks of it, it's a black tea with golden.
Oh my
A
god.
little bit of golden tips is what I think.
It's a lot fainter than that, but much